Hi, everybody. Hi, this is Kim Ainari. You are at Paradigm Theories. What's up? Hey, everybody. I am so sorry. I had a scheduled stream. I had everything was going to be set, and then the blower guy came, and I mean, right underneath my window. And so I'm just trying to figure out why he's here today when last week he was here Wednesday and it was just some kind of weirdness going on. But I do apologize. I'm so sorry. So don't know if anybody really is going to see this live stream or be around because I had another one scheduled and that did not work out. Well, I work out my hair. So, hey everybody. Hey. How's everyone doing? Oh my gosh. I'm praying that there's not any more interruptions and I don't know. I just don't know. I can't promise that. I'm sorry. I need to be in a soundproof room, doors locked, and nothing going on. All right. So welcome. Kim Ainari is here, and you have landed at Paradigm Theories. Hi, everybody. So sorry for the delays, the live stream that went wonky, and the blow dryer guy, I think, is done. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so I thought I'd hop on, and there was some news that came out about Jay-Z. And so I find it fascinating that now he is being sued. And Tony Busby is, let's put it this way. He is representing a woman who I think is now 33 years of age, but she was 13 years of age when this all took place. And she was raped by Jay-Z. And there was a mystery celebrity woman there as well. I'm like, what is going on? So Jay-Z, Sean Carter is his real name, knew about this lawsuit back in October of 2024 of this year. And so since Busby is representing this woman, we don't know her name. And I guess Tony Busby, the attorney for this woman, contacted Jay-Z or Sean Carter's attorneys to let him know that, hey, what do you want to do about this? Because you're going to be named in this lawsuit, and because you took Ewan and the other Sean raped this gal when she was 13 years of age. And I guess Jay-Z said that I'm going to fight this. You can do whatever. I'm paraphrasing because I'm going to read you some things, but he let it go. I'm sure he and his Jay-Z lawyers were just trying to figure out some things of what to do, and it blew up the other day. So there's a lot of interesting news happening in the world, like this past week with the CEO that was Sean killed. Hasn't even been a week, and they did catch the guy, very young guy. And then this whole thing with Sean Carter. So I'm just going to read you just a teeny bit from Daily Mail. So it says here, Jay-Z has been amassed as a star who sued the lawyer for allegedly Diddy victims, as the rap mogul angrily denied a filing claim that he gang raped a 13-year-old girl with Sean Combs. The anonymous victim previously referred to the rapper, whose real name is Sean Corey Carter, as Celebrity A in the bombshell filing, which also implicated a still unnamed female star known as Celebrity B. And a lot of people were saying it's J-Lo, but I don't think he was dating J-Lo at that time. But it's going to come out. There's some well-known female celebrity that was watching this unfortunate child being raped by Jay-Z and Diddy. Like, what the heck? So Tony Busby, he's representing more than 100 alleged Diddy victims, has now also named Jay-Z as a celebrity who allegedly filed a frivolous case under a pseudonym against the accuser's legal team. And Tony Busby claimed Jay-Z has tried to bully and harass him and his client over the incident said to have happened at a 2000 VMAs after party. But this has backfired by emboldening them to take the case to court. Jay-Z and P. Diddy go back a long time. And so all this messiness between these two people are happening. And as they have gotten older, people are coming out and saying all kinds of, basically with P. Diddy, not with Jay-Z, but we have to question Jay-Z at this time. I know that I do. And so there was rumors that Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, was dating Beyonce when she was 16 and he was 28. That's a possibility, though Beyonce denies it and says that, no, here are the pictures. I was actually 19 when I started dating Jay-Z. So we know some things were happening. I even think Jay-Z was dating Aaliyah. May she rest in peace. So I find this interesting that he is going to fight it. This is Jay-Z is going to fight this lawsuit. Of course, he's saying it's all of a fabrication. And so Jay-Z and Beyonce were pictured together with Blue Ivy the other day. And so it's interesting to me that I'm not saying he's in full denial, but I'm just saying that he's like, you know what? I've already told Blue Ivy, I don't even know how old she is now, 12, almost as close to the age as the victim. The victim is now 33 years of age, I believe. And so we have this whole crazy dynamic. And I'm just trying to figure out why this is all coming out at this time. And if there's going to be more victims, because if there's just the one, I feel like there could be more than one person. And so this lawsuit / accusation against Jay-Z came out, I want to say yesterday is when I read about it. And so we know that Jay-Z is now married to Beyonce, two power couples, billionaires with an S. They have so much money. Jay-Z and her own so many businesses. It's just ridiculous. Their kids will never have to, well, I don't know, have to ask for nothing. They're just billionaires, both of them, combined with all kinds of different assets. And so Sean Carter is 55 years of age now, Jay-Z. Beyonce's 43. And they were with their daughter, 12-year-old Blue Ivy, at the premiere of her new film, Mufasa: A Lion King. And so they went ahead and all three of them walked the red carpet. This was yesterday, and you can Google all that. Beyonce is looking gorgeous and all pulled together at 43. And my concern is the way Blue Ivy looks. And she looks older than what she really is. She's 12. I I know times have changed. I don't have a daughter, and I would really want my daughter to stay a child as long as I could. Because once they hit 18, it's just like they're just going to be out there in the world. But I can't imagine what it's like growing up in a family like Beyonce and them. You are going to be put together, makeup on point as a 12-year-old. And I think she was all of that when she was 10 or 11. And this is how this family is. And all of these families that are out there with younger children, even the Kardashians, these children, doesn't matter what age they are, they're all going to look old beyond their years. And even though if they're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, they are, in my opinion, being sexualized and have their own, well, I don't know if this is true. Maybe they do own Instagram accounts, Facebook accounts, and social media accounts. I don't know if Blue Ivy does, but I wouldn't doubt it. So, but that's my concern because it's like I want the innocence to be there, but because you're in this show business family, that Blue Ivy is their firstborn. Supposedly, there was some controversy about Beyonce even being pregnant at that time. Lots of weird videos. Um, People questioning if she had a surrogate. I don't know if that's true. Nothing against her. I don't have nothing against beehives. Just I don't follow her on social media. I've never really have been into Beyonce and her music. I've listened to some rap music from Jay-Z, but I'm not really into rap music, even when he was on and on and on back in the early 90s and all that going on. That was just me. But I know some people idolize this family and these two people. So Tony Busby is an interesting character. He is the one that's representing these hundred people that have been raped and abused by P. Diddy. And P. Diddy is now in detention center or jail or whatever. And his next court date isn't until May. And so we are questioning. I'm not doing any tarot cards to see where things are going to go with Jay-Z, but I think we can just all think that maybe it could go down a really sour way with him. And he just, if I were Jay-Z, I would just be spending a lot of time with my family until this case is brought to court. And you have your attorneys that are going to deny all of that. And that is coming. 2025 is going to be an interesting year for these rappers, right? So, I find that really interesting. Um, Blue Ivy just looks gorgeous. She's all made up, showing, she's just all made up. And she is their firstborn, and she is representing her family. Oh, and so, we just want, like I said, I would like everybody to stay and be a child at this time. So, yes. Hey, Ghost. What's up? What's up? How are you? Thank you. I had the live stream plan for that other one, and I was so frustrated. I wasn't even really thinking I was going to be streaming anything because of the blow dryer guy. I've been so kind of busy today and wasn't even sure if I was going to be back on to do anything. And so I deleted that live stream, but thank you for hanging in there with me. So, yeah, it's good to see you, Ghost. Always good to see you. And tell Anya I said hello. Yeah, so I don't know what more to say about that. I just find it interesting before the end of the year that this Jay-Z guy is in a hot mess. I'm sure he's planning on fighting it. And, he's going to get his attorneys. I even think he was trying to help P. Diddy at some point, trying to help him and his defense team. But nothing's really working with him because there's too much evidence on video and stuff. And um, Busby has evidence about Jay-Z uh, raping this little girl. And so Busby has been getting death threats. This is the attorney for is representing this woman who was a child when she was 13. And his family's getting death threats. His firm is getting death threats. He's getting death threats. And Tony Busby, you can find him on Instagram. I even think he has a Facebook page. And he's a former Marine, and now he's an attorney. And he's like, come at me. He's like, come at me. I'm a Marine, and this is still going down. I don't care how powerful you think you are. This is still going to go down. And I'm still not going to back down from filing which she already has filing charges against, I said, like Sean Carter. So what else? Let me see what else is happening. Let me see. Anything else with Jay-Z? Let's see. So let me see if I can find what really happened on there. Let me see. Let me read about what really this woman is saying. So this unnamed woman says she was hanging around Radio City Music Hall, which I believe is in New York, during the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Wow, 24 years ago. And managed to talk to a limousine driver into bringing her to a celebrity-studded party at a private residence after the event. So this is my thing. You're 13 years of age. Where are your parents? I'm trying to think back in 2000. Did people have phones back then? I'm sure they did. And so this little girl is doing some adult things, right? She's mature enough to talk to a limousine driver into bringing her to a celebrity-studded party at a private residence. She said that while she was in the limousine, she was asked to sign a non-disclosure document. It sounds about right. It sounds, because that's what they do. These NDAs, whoever is going into these celebrity parties, sometimes they confiscate your phone during that time. They make you sign paper. So I'm wondering if that paper is around. She's saying that she did sign a non-disclosure agreement. Once at the party, the lawsuit said she took a drink that made her woozy and lightheaded and went into a bedroom to lie down. Okay, so many clues, right, of what's wrong with this whole thing. She said that Combs and Jay-Z, whose legal name is Sean Carter, barged into the room along with another unnamed celebrity and raped her. The woman said she eventually escaped the room, fled the house, and called for a ride from a nearby gas station. Wow. That's really interesting to me, right? Busby, a personal injury lawyer in Houston, said the notion that he was trying to blackmail Jay-Z is stupid and laughable, and that his letters simply sought confidential mediation and litigation. Like I said, he was contacting Jay-Z back in October of this year, and just confidentially, he's like, look, I have this person who's now 33, and she's claiming when she was 13 that you and P. Diddy raped her and with a female. celebrity. And Busby does not give one flip because I feel he's going to reveal who that female celebrity is. So, and he's saying when Tony Busby, when this was going down with P. Diddy, he said that there's so many other people, celebrities. I'm ready for it to all go down. Just bring it all down. Let's find out. So, even though your most loved celebrities have probably been doing some crazy stuff. But anyway, so Mr. Carter is trying to sue the attorney and bully and harass him. And he's saying his plaintiff, the gal that he's representing, she is emboldened. She's not stepping down from what she said, what happened. So Jay-Z's attorney saying that Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him. So Jay-Z doesn't know who this is. Demanding massive financial compensation. Well, if you wanted it to go quiet, Jay-Z, Mr. Gazillionaire, you should have paid her off. Had her to sign a confidentiality agreement, pay her off, boom, done, whatever. But you don't want to do that. You want to play this game. So now you have to go in, and now it's exposed. And now you are going to have to, hi, Brandy. What's up? No, that's okay, dear. Hi, Brandy. I mean, you can, of course, go back. Not much. We're just going on about Jay-Z. And I thought I would kind of get off the Brian Thompson for today because there's so much news going on with him. I thought I'd give myself a break this week from it, though there are some interesting things are what's going on with him. And while all that was going down with them finding the guy that killed Brian, Jay-Z messiness came out. Oh, that's been intense. Yeah. Yes, Brandy, it's been really intense. Jesus. So I'm reading off of Associated Press on here about Jay-Z. I have to tell us, let me finish this. So he feels this person is tarnishing his reputation. And of course, he's built up an empire. This is Jay-Z saying, I built up an empire for decades. And his attorney says he has never been accused of, let alone engaged in any sexual misconduct. So Jay-Z is challenging Busby, who's the attorney for this this woman who's now 33 and was 13, and said his heart and support goes out to true victims in the world. And Jay-Z is saying that he has to tell his wife, Beyonce, will likely have to address the claims with their 3 children, explain the cruelty and greed of people. Well, hello. Maybe you should. Because wasn't Sean P. Diddy your friend Jay-Z? And now he's in jail for some atrocious things. There's a video of him out there kicking Cassie in the head. You know, like what? Yeah. Yeah. So thanks, Brandy. What's up, Ghost? So I find this really interesting that that's going down. I just, for Sean to Carter, I'm talking about Jay-Z, to look what Cassie did. She did come out and say that P. Diddy did those atrocious things, had her to have sex with all these men and all this other stuff. And Sean went and paid her well over $30 million, though I don't think we'll ever really know. Yes, Cassie was very young when she met P. Diddy. She was a teenager, and Diddy was older, in his 20s, I believe. You know, you have these older rappers. There's so many. I can't even think of that one gal who was a model, and I can't. My brain is on fog right now. And she met her man when she was like 16 or 17, and he was in his 30s. You see all these rappers back east, all together. And so they were all into these young biracial women and teenagers, grooming them. I think Rihanna at one point, she hasn't said anything. She is so close to a Jay-Z, so close to Beyonce. And I'm sure her team are like, stay out of it. You got 2 kids now. Stay out of that messiness. Um, you know, I hope she wasn't there because Rihanna was 13 or 14. Well, I think she was young when she was discovered by Jay-Z. And so I don't think anything happened. But he took her from a little island and now she became a big star. But she wasn't, Rihanna was just a few years younger than Beyonce. And I think Beyonce had her sights on Jay-Z, you know. So some weird stuff going on. But this is what happens, when you are young and you have talent, and these millionaires, these record producers and other people want to grab you and groom you. And they did on a lot of people and made them successful in the record industry. And now consequences are showing up because people are older. Um, yeah, I'm sure some are for the money, but it's just, I really think after Cassie came out, started the flood with P. Diddy and his sex parties. So we have all this going down, and I'm happy that it's all coming out because I'm kind of curious to know what is going to happen. I'm really curious about that. I'm thinking nobody should be allowed to hurt anybody in that way, in any way. So, yeah, I don't know what else going on. And just Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blue Ivy, 12-year-old Blue Ivy were on the red carpet. You can Google that. Um, so they were at some Mufasa Lion King premiere, and Blue Ivy, who's 12, looks like she's 18 or 20. She's so made up, so much makeup and all that. And I don't know. It's just whatever. Um, just it's one thing to be glamorous at 12, like you're in a beauty pageant for women, but you're just a child. You're only 12. So there's other dresses to be worn to cover up your damn cleavage. A 12-year-old showing her top part of her boobs. I'm like, are you kidding me? But hey, it's Beyonce, right? I just have an issue with that. I know I do. I just want my child to stay as young as I can, as they should be, because once you turn a certain age and they're out the door at 18, that's it. Innocence is gone. Now you're into a different world. So let me see if anything else is happening in the world. Probably going to come back sometime next week. I don't know if I'll come back tomorrow. Had a lot going on next week. Let me see. I'm just going to pull up. I like Daily Mail. I don't know if anybody else gets Daily Mail. See what's going on. And I just don't know what's happening. So yeah, so I mean, they're just going to show there was always some controversy with Jay-Z back in the day. And back in the days, like the early 90s. And I had heard that now I don't know if this is true. This is hearsay. And I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm not even sure, but I thought there were things going on with his Jay-Z, Sean Combs' mother. She was a prostitute or something. Jay-Z was selling drugs. But, most of these rappers were into some really heavy, crazy messiness right before they all became rappers and made so much money, and they're multi millionaires. They either sold drugs, they were pimps, um, and when you get to be in your 50s and you're halfway over in your life, um, these things are regrettable that you did with others. And so, somebody, I always heard, if you really want to know about a rapper or anything like that, it's just listen to if they wrote part of the lyrics. I know Chris Brown and had a lot of messiness. You talk about full circle. I have a client, and I'm a massage therapist, and she is a really wonderful person. And so they did her life story on Lifetime. She was a police officer, a Dallas police officer in Texas, and they did her life story because she found this serial killer. And uh, so that is on Lifetime right now, and I think you can watch it for free. She had texted me the link, but I get Lifetime. I get Lifetime free on cable, and if you want to see my her life story, is tragic in so many ways. And Regina is such a beautiful person. She is remarried, and she's in her 60s, and she's just a really beautiful person. And I'm bringing her story up because the gal that is portraying her in the movie Karuchi Tran used to date Chris Brown. And Chris Brown, even to this day, has had so many women that accuse him of abuse. And I think everybody knows what happened with him and Rihanna back in the day. And so when he was dating Karuchi Tran, and really Rihanna, I think, was done with him, but a lot of people thought that she was going to get back with Chris Brown. And so Chris had met Karuchi Tran. So many different stories. She was working at, I don't know if it was Sherman Oaks Mall, and she was in one of the stores, or on Melrose, and she was just a sales gal, and he liked her. She's a little tiny woman, and she's part Asian and African American, and just they started dating, and you get sucked into that life. He had her to do crazy things, and you could read all about that because he said it, all threesomes and foursomes, and she had to do stuff with Chris Brown and other women, and she did. And you're living that lifestyle. And then Chris was jailed at some point, and because he's been cruel to women and people. And so during that time, Karuchi took acting classes and got out of that situation. And he didn't like that because he's a narcissist. I'm talking about Chris Brown, the musician rapper Chris Brown. And um, started she took acting lessons and did a few things, and was getting out of that situation with him. And he wanted to control her, is what it was. And he was trying to break into her house, and she called the cops, and I think he was arrested. And that's when she's like, I'm going to sue you. And she did. And the judge told Chris Brown to stay away from her for 5 years. And he did. And during that time, well, she really broke up with him because she thought that she was in a soul relationship with Chris Brown. And I'm like, girl, Chris Brown, his penis is all over. You're just not the only one. So if you think that you were his girlfriend, and he's when you're not around or you're taking acting classes, he's having sex with other people, and he got a gal pregnant. And Chris Brown did a DNA test. It came back positive. I can't think of, it's his first child. I guess she must be 10 or 12 now. And Karrueche Tran found out, and she's like, "That's it. It's over. I'm broken up with you. I'm already doing acting and doing movies or whatever. I don't need you." And he was so butthurt. And so yeah, and she took him to court. She won. The judge is like, "No, you're not gonna abuse this person anymore. Stay away from her. You have 5 years, and if you go and attack her or she had a restraining order for 5 years against Chris Brown." And so, yeah, so here we are, full circle with me. And here's my client, and Karrueche Tran is portraying her on Lifetime. And it's really, to me, I found out more. I knew some things about my client, Regina, but I didn't know. I knew some things. I didn't know the whole story about the serial killer. That went in about the serial killer. I'm trying to think of if I can let me see if I can tell you the guy's name. I don't know if you guys can see that. Ooh. That's Regina now, the blonde, and that's her daughter, Nikki. And they both live in Vegas. And this is at the premiere of her movie that was portraying her. It's called Search for a Serial Killer, and it's free on Lifetime. And here's Karrueche Tran portraying her. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, Anne Heche. I remember that, Brandy. I remember that. And here is Regina and her husband, Bobby. Love them both. They are just, I don't know if you guys can, just really, really super, super nice people. She is retired and living the life with Bobby, who's a wonderful singer. Let me see what you said, Brandy. Anne Heche made a movie based on true events of sex trafficking that you should see, Girl in Room 13, and you know what happened to her. Just saying. Oh, okay. I did not. You know what? I remember Anne Heche used to be on Another World, which was, I used to watch her. She was very young. I want to say in her teen, either late teens or early 20s. And she played a twin on Another World, this soap opera. And so and we all, knowing about what happened to Anne Heche and Ellen DeGeneres, I saw when I was into the gematria and they would show Ellen DeGeneres' home, wherever it was, and you could see the black and white tile, the Illuminati stuff. And yeah, she was trying to expose the dark side of Hollywood. Yeah, I do believe some people sell their soul. You know, there's a contract. There are things that you have to do in order to be successful. And I think I mentioned that a while back, that people will sleep with they will watch and videotape you having sex with another female. Like and if you've never done that before, you're going to do it because you're going to be in this movie, you're going to be paid millions of dollars, you're going to be a star. And majority of people were like, okay, and it happens even with male rappers. I used to date one, and he would say the same thing, that they would make, I don't know if it was him, but they would make certain up and coming rappers have sex with other males and all this other stuff because you're going to sign a deal and, drugs. And so there are so many stories, tons of them. And it's a shame of what people will do or want to do to be successful. Oh, okay, Brandy and that's the movie. Oh, okay. I don't think I saw Anne Heche's last movie. That's really interesting. So that was the last one. How tragic, and how Miss Ann was, I don't know, she was having a mental breakdown, and I think they found booze and something else in the car. She was going over 100 something miles per hour, and she slammed into a house in her car, um, went through the house, and the car caught on fire, of course, and she was burning up. Her legs were burning up and all of that in the car, and they were trying, you can find it online. They were showing her being extracted, trying to break the window and all this other stuff, and she was literally just burnt. And I don't know how in the hell she survived it. Yeah, you saw it, Brandy. Yeah. So anybody else watching this, Anne Heche, it was all on TMZ or something like that, and they put her in a very successful burn ward. I was in Beverly Hills or wherever, and I forget who owned it or who the doctor was, because there was some controversy with that person. There's a lot going on. It's almost like people in Hollywood and Beverly, you're one degree away from knowing somebody, some artist, musician, star, movie star. It's just kind of how it is there. That's kind of how it was when I lived there. Everybody kind of knows everybody. So, yeah, so Karuchi Tran plays my client's plays her in this movie. She did an amazing job. And the story did not go into what happened to Regina's first husband. It was really sad. And so I should be going to see Regina and her husband Bobby tonight, because Bobby is a singer out here in Las Vegas, and they're such great people. Regina is all into things I love, like crystals and saging, and she's such a spiritual, really beautiful human being. And if anybody ever has a chance to meet her, um, she had all of this tragedy, and yet her and Bobby are just, they're in sync. Her daughter Nikki is just beautiful, and it's just a really wonderful to have somebody in my life like that. She's been very, very sweet to me. I just texted her not too long ago. But anyway, so I need to run in a minute. Oh, thank you for giving us a heads up. Have a super lovely night, Kim. Brandy, thank you so much. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you soon. Probably maybe next week I'll come back. All right, dear. Bye. You take care. Stay safe. So we see how the circle of sometimes people are 1 degree from knowing someone, right? And that's what I was trying to bring up with my client and the gal that's portraying her in this movie, and how Karuchi Tran's life also was with domestic abuse from Chris Brown. Sorry, I'm going to bring that out there. And it was mental, and I'm sure it was some physical abuse, though I don't really know if it was physical, maybe it was mental. And so she's, you grow up. I think she's in her mid to late 30s, and that was in her early 20s when she met Chris. And you just, for whatever reason, you get over that messiness. And that's why I was saying for Blue Ivy to, if you can stay a child as long as you can and not get so much wrapped up into mom and dad's life, but maybe, I don't like to use the word groom, because I feel that's more like an essay type of thing. But I would say groom to a point where, which Regina is that? I'll text you, I'll IG you Ghost later. It is a movie. It's a Lifetime, it's on a Lifetime channel, and it's about my client, Regina Smith, who used to be a cop, a police officer in Dallas. That could have been the early, like sometime in the 80s or something. So fast forward, she's my client for a few years now. And they did her life story because she found a serial killer. And the story and how she did it is amazing. And I watched it last Friday and I was like, OMG, she brought that serial killer who's in prison now, who's doing the most atrocious stuff to women. So I'll send you the link if you ever want to watch it. Yeah, so that's who Regina is. Regina is she's a friend, she's a client, she's just a really nice gal. So so as I'm saying, when we come to what's going on with Jay-Z and these women who are coming out of the woodwork now, is there more than one? I don't know. So far, it's just one person that we know of. Jay-Z had an opportunity to shut this whole thing down. That's what the attorney for this woman who's now 33. She was 13 when it happened. The attorney confidentially was sending Jay-Z's attorneys back in October of 2024 this year, like, hey, this person is saying that Jay-Z and P. Diddy raped her, and there's another celebrity female that witnessed it. What do you say about that? I'm sure Jay-Z said extortion, but look what happened to Cassie, who went in about P. Diddy, and she's like, look, there's this video of you kicking the hell up out of me. It's going to go viral. I have proof that you did this. I have proof that you made me had sex with all of these different men while you videotaped it and you abused me and all this other stuff. Well, he paid her millions of dollars to keep quiet. And that came out. And now Cassie is happily married with 2 kids, and P. Diddy paid her off. I don't know, it was 30 million. Who knows? It could have been more. And I'm sure the attorneys got a lot of that. And from that, other people came out of the woodwork about things that Diddy was doing. And that's why Diddy is, in my mind, in jail right now. Right? So, yeah. So I don't know about Jay-Z. Nothing is, but that doesn't mean stuff won't come out before the end of the year. That Busby guy might have other people. We don't know. And other people may have been at parties with P. Diddy and Jay-Z present, and maybe other stuff was going on. So all this stuff is coming out. We shall see what happens. What time is it? So I've been on for almost 50 minutes. I don't like too long of a stream. I just wanted to come and talk about that. I find that really interesting to me at this point. And Regina, I told your story. I hope you don't mind. I think Regina actually knows about my channel, and I want to honor her. I think it's a beautiful story. I think it needs to get out more for people not only to know your story, but also to know what you did for the city to catch that serial killer so that he wasn't hurting any other women. So I honor you, and that's why you're so blessed right now. Love you and Bobby to pieces, 2 pieces. Just amazing, amazing, amazing people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What else, guys? Hi, Kim. Hi, Grant. How are you? You just logged in. Hi. Hi. I had a what was I going to say? I had another stream that it was going to go live, and I'm sitting here, and the guy is blowing the leaves all over Grant, and there is noise. I mean, he's right below my window, and I'm looking at the time that I want to go live, And I'm thinking this isn't going to work. And so I'm getting flustered, and I had to go and get some. I had to get some green tea because I'm like, oh my god, it's just too much going on. But anyway, Grant, we talked about what we were talking about earlier is about Jay-Z, Sean Combs, how he is now being sued for an being inappropriate and essayed someone back in the year 2000, a little girl who was 13, and he and P. Diddy did this together with a female celebrity looking on. So Jay-Z was contacted by this gal who's now 33, her attorney who's representing other um, P. Diddy's other people that he essayed. And Jay-Z knew about this, that it was going to come out back in October of this year. And Jay-Z's like, bring it on, because I didn't do anything. And so Tony Busby, who's representing that gal, he's like, I'm getting harassed. My family's getting harassed. Yeah, it is a very difficult situation. I can't imagine what happens to either a male or female that um, are in those really horrific um, things like that, and then they become an adult, and some of the nightmares that must happen, their relationships with the opposite sex of the person, and bringing up stuff that maybe they don't want to think about. And so it's going to be interesting. I really feel it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with Jay-Z. I know that P. Diddy, his next court date, I think, is May of 2025. Um, Jay-Z is trying to help him. I don't know what he's trying to do. I've read some things, but I can't remember if it's like helping him legally or helping this some other things. It's just going to be interesting about that. I love all this kind of stuff. Um, and then Grant, I was showing people my client Regina Smith, who um, her lifetime movie um, is on right now. She was a former police officer in Texas, and she helped catch a serial killer. Regina and her husband, I love to pieces. They're amazing people. So we're just kind of wrapping up some stuff, and we're talking about that. And we're talking about the actress that plays Regina, Karuchi Tran. I think she's either biracial, multiracial. She's African American and Asian. Was in a relationship with Chris Brown, and she was mentally and physically abused by him, and she got a restraining order against Chris Brown. The restraining order should be over with by this time, and she is the one that's portraying my client. And my client, who became a police officer, was also in a really bad relationship. And so we think about all these things that happen with people and how you survive it. You become a warrior king or queen when you get out of these situations, when you are when you're younger and you don't know better. And so I just feel uh, that when I come on here and I talk to you guys about this, that I'm sharing things that other people may find comfort in. Grant, we know so many people on other podcasts that are dealing with their demons in many ways. And, are they surviving their demons? How sometimes it comes back to haunt them, and how we give them support, we give them love, but sometimes we have to step back because we can only do so much. I'm not a professional psychiatrist, psychologist. I'm not a mental therapist. I can't tell someone what to do in that respect. And you have to search out help. And sometimes the help is not around your area. Well, online, there's tons of therapists I have a client, actually a friend, who is bipolar, and they don't always get to see their their mental therapist. So they're online, just like I'm talking to you guys, and so that helps. And this person is married, and so and on prescriptions to control his mental, the things that are wrong, being bipolar, and so he is trying in every way to help himself. And I think once you recognize that you have some type of problem, disease, or whatever, addiction, once you recognize it, it is tough. It is tough um, to really let go of it and move on. It's so many things that can trigger you to going back to drinking, going back to doing drugs, going back to being whatever it was. And I get that, and my heart goes out to those people. Um, let's see. So yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with Jay-Z, unless more people come out before the end of the year that have said that they were essayed and by him. Then we'll just have to wait. So it's really wild. I had started another stream, Grant, and I think Ghost, you're still there. And hi to the other people that I see. On this guy that so we're kind of leaving Jay-Z. I kind of want to bring on just a little bit, and I'll probably talk about this guy maybe tomorrow a little bit, but there's just so much news, it's hard to keep up, of the guy that I really feel, Luigi Mangione, that killed that Bill Thompson guy. And I'm bringing that up because there is a podcast. And I don't know if I sent you the link, Grant, and it went viral on YouTube. And YouTube is his only media platform. And he was a doctor. He was known as Dr. Goobie, Goobie. He's Cuttian, and he was a neurosurgeon. And I'm bringing this up because Goobie, was it Goobie? Goobie and Doobie, right? Dr. Goobie, Goobie, right? Because his dog is. I always get it confused. It's Dr. It's his. I'll put the link up. I'll find it. I'll put it up later. But it's Goobie and Doobie, and Doobie is his beautiful dog. And I do watch his YouTube videos now and then because they're so inspiring. And he's no longer a doctor. I think he gave that up when last year, Grant. He was a very successful neurosurgeon who went to school, MIT, unbelievable, became a neurosurgeon. And in one of his videos, he talks about how it's so intricate, right? The spine of the human body, because basically that's what you're doing is surgery on the spine, and how they're trained with on rats. How kind of unfortunate for the rats. I don't know if there's any other animal that they have to train on how to do this intricate surgery for a bulging disc and vertebrae that's out of whack, whatever. Things happen to a person's back. God knows I have, being a massage therapist for 23 years now. And with my license out here in Nevada, I cannot diagnose anyone. And so, but I know what a bulging disc feels like when I massage a person's back. And so when they tell me, oh, everything's good, and if you can get that knot out and they're pointing back here and I'm going over it, it is a different, really, with my palms or my elbow, I can tell it's a bulging disc. And then they mention that to me when they leave. And so unless you have surgery, you're always going to have it. Sometimes I've heard from other, I had one doctor, this was, I don't know, 10 years ago, that said sometimes the disc can go back into the vertebrae. I don't know if that's true, but I believe sometimes it can repair itself just like a rotator cuff injury. Sometimes it can, you just stop doing whatever you were doing. But sometimes you can't. And um, Dr. Goobie got out of it completely. He said, I'm unhappy being a neurosurgeon. Mentally, it's taking me down. I'm dealing with insurance companies that are paying for my patients to have back surgery. And I'm doing surgery, and some of them get better, and some of them don't. And sometimes when they're scheduled to have surgery, they're telling me, oh, I changed my diet. I did this. I changed jobs. I'm no longer on these drugs. I started to work out. I'm doing yoga. And so this surgery that can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how long you're going to stay in the hospital, even if you have surgery, he would find that they would call up and say, I don't need surgery anymore. So I'll put that link down there for people that are interested in watching that particular video. I think it's amazing. It went viral on Twitter. He's not on Twitter, though. He's on YouTube. And here we have a young man, this Luigi Mangione, who had surgery on his back or his neck. And there's pictures out there of these very large pins and how he was in constant pain. And here is this young man of 26 years of age who bachelor's degree and master's degree, and in pain, and blamed that man that he killed, blamed the insurance, the whole insurance industry, and how they treat people, how they deny surgeries. And I've got stories on that. Maybe I'll come back next week and talk about that, though I don't want this to be too long. But yeah, so I feel, oh my God, I don't want to feel for a murderer, which is crazy to say. And there's so much going on right now. The McDonald's where he was found is people were going on Yelp and saying some atrocious things about the people that work there. I mean, they're getting threats, death threats to people that work at the McDonald's there. And they're getting death threats where the guy, that Luigi Mangione, is out in some kind of detention center in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And it's just like, it's crazy how all of this is coming down. And I just want to condense it more by saying mental anguish, actual pain, and you're not getting help, or you can't afford the help. You can have insurance, but that bill is astronomical, and it keeps you in debt. And so you have to try to stay healthy, but you may up in the hospital. And then what you're going to do? Get a better job, work 2 or 3 jobs. It's just the craziness that's happened. And this man, Luigi Mangione, that killed Brian Thompson, his mother, I don't want to go too long because I'm going to come back and do another video. Found out she had neuropathy, and I have neuropathy. I have it every day. It is the most painful thing. Sometimes it's really hard for me to walk, but I push myself because I have to work. And the prescription that they put you on doesn't work. I don't take any prescription for my neuropathy. It doesn't do a damn thing. I'm on supplements. So mentally, I have to go in a different way with pain that I have because there's no cure for neuropathy. So, and I have it in my feet, but there's some people that have it in their hands. It's nerve endings. Hands, face, and feet are your nerve endings. I have it in my feet. So I stand for my job. And so people, if you don't know what the hell that's like, you don't want to know because it's very painful. So part of the whole problem with this young man was that his mother was suffering with neuropathy, and he was suffering with his neck surgery, pain, I guess, and mentally you're going downhill because of this mind of yours saying that I'm going to change the system and I'm going to change it because I got to murder this guy. And guess what? He actually kind of did, because we're talking about it. We're talking about the health insurance industry here in the United States, which is messy and it's not fair. And so there's a lot going on with that young man. There's a lot going on with that case. I didn't want to come and talk about it. Um, I think I should come back, maybe discuss it. And yeah, I can only imagine his mother. He loved his mother, still loves his mother. His mother was so concerned he disappeared, and now she knows where he's been, probably in a mental hole in his brain, down in the pit of, like, I'm going to do what I'm going to have to do. And none of his friends or his mom knew where he was. And now to find out that you killed somebody prominent, and it's all over the world. And now what do we do? Now what? The mental anguish that people go through, pain that people go through, is enormous. And I feel for people. I feel for myself, because I come on here, people are like, oh, you look great, and go to work, oh, you look great. And I'm in pain every day with my neuropathy. Like right now, I had to take an ibuprofen. I have to sometimes take it once a day. I don't like taking that. I don't like taking anything, but sometimes the pain is just so excruciating. Sometimes it's really bad. And there's supplements out there. Sometimes they help. Um, and I have other things. I have a torn tendon, and I think that ibuprofen, that's probably where that goes to for that, because there's no cure. Ibuprofen doesn't do nothing for neuropathy. So I have that going on. I'm just a mess. But I believe in kind of limiting it. I think when I do things like this, it helps. I think when I am out with family and friends, and I'm not delving into too much of people harming people or doing things, it helps my brain, and I hope that it helps yours as well. So we're going to end this on a happier note. um, you know, After everything, life is good. I'm so blessed. And I've always said, if you wake up in the morning, you have a purpose. And my purpose was to get up. I woke up too early this morning. I had my coffee, and I've been limiting my coffee intake, which has been great. And so I have been drinking a lot. I usually have tea leaves, and this is just green tea, but I love lemon tea. I like fresh lemon tea and things like that. And so it's kind of limiting, because I used to drink 5 and 6 cups of coffee a day. It was absolutely insane. But I'm limiting that and getting on herbal teas. And so I'm trying. Not it's not easy. I've been addicted to coffee since I've been 5 years of age, and so getting completely off of it, I'm still learning, but I'm getting there. It's much better than what it was like 3 weeks ago. So, well, I'm going to end this stream. Grant, thank you so much for coming by. Ghost, thank you for coming by. I will see you probably on Instagram if I'm not too tired. Grant, I will see you on Twitter. There's other few people here. Thanks, Brandy. And whoever you are, if you come by this channel, I appreciate each and every one of you. If there is anything else you want for me to discuss, the comments you can leave, and we will look at that and decide if there's anything fun to talk about. It doesn't always have to be so doom and gloom. So, but I hope this wasn't doom and gloom. Yes. So anyway, it's been an hour, guys. Let's get off of this. Go enjoy your night. I'm going to make some more tea. I'm going to hit up some people that are on here a little bit later, see where you're all at, say hi. Love to all. So stay healthy if you can, mentally if you can. And I will come back soon and we'll talk about some more things. Okay, guys? All right. Love to you all. Be good to each other. And I'll come back and we'll talk more. We'll see. I don't know about this week. I don't know. We'll see. I do have a job. I may have to finally get in there and do some work. And next week's my birthday, so I may be kind of busy on that. So we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, all right, guys, take care. Love you. Bye, guys. Bye.